Also, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky saying that Russia launched its largest drone attack yet since the start of the war in Ukraine. Zelensky calling the massive attack the highest number of aerial targets in a single day and framing it as another signal that Russia is not invested in U.S.-led efforts to end the war. This comes as President Trump is reversing his stance on sending defensive weapons to Ukraine after the Pentagon just last week froze the shipment of some air defense weapons to Kyiv. The president also slamming Russian President Vladimir Putin, saying he's unhappy with Moscow's latest attacks. I'm going to bring in ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang for more on this. So, Selena, first of all, how is the White House responding to this attack as we learn the Trump administration is restarting these weapon shipments?
Yeah, that's right. A U.S. official confirms to us that these weapons shipments to Ukraine have restarted after that pause was lifted a few days ago. And when it comes to that pause, yesterday President Trump said he didn't know who ordered it. Then today he sidestepped follow-up questions on that, including whether or not he thought it was concerning that he wasn't aware of such a big decision. The president didn't directly answer the question. He simply said, quote, "I would know if a decision was made." The president is also saying that he is considering sending Patriot missiles to Ukraine, as he's made it very clear publicly that he's growing increasingly frustrated with Vladimir Putin, that his patience is running out. And administration officials tell me that this frustration has really been building for weeks now. Remember, it was last week that Trump had spoken to Putin over the phone. Afterwards, President Trump said that they made no progress on ending the war in Ukraine. The president saying he wasn't happy about that. Then yesterday, during the cabinet meeting, President Trump said that Putin is nice to us all the time, but said that in the end, it turns out to be meaningless.
Well, it sounds like, Selena, though, also Senator Lindsey Graham today telling you, right, that the president is ready to act on some sweeping sanctions against Russia and that he wants to get a bill on the table to do just that.
Yeah, and Kana, this bill has been in the works for a long time. For months now, Senator Lindsey Graham has been saying that they are ready to consider it in the Senate. But Senate Republicans have been waiting for a signal from President Trump, a sort of green light. So I asked Senator Graham, what makes this time around different? Well, he told me that he got reassurances from the president. He said they just spoke yesterday that he is on board with the sanctions bill. And he said that the current tactic with Putin just isn't working and that the president needs to change course. He echoed a lot of the frustration that we've been hearing from President Trump. He said that Putin is becoming more resistant, telling me, quote, "the more we talk to him, the more he bonds." Take a listen to what else Senator Lindsey Graham said today.
I hope to get the bill to the president's desk with a waiver, which will give him maximum leverage. He can waive sanctions at his discretion, but it will give him a tool that he doesn't have in his toolbox, and I want to get that to his desk before we leave in August.
So this bill, Kana, would impose sweeping sanctions on Russia with tariffs as high as 500% on countries that buy oil and gas from the country. And when it comes to that waiver that you heard Senator Graham mention, that would give President Trump more discretion about how these sanctions are actually implemented. Now, I also spoke with Senator Blumenthal, the Democrat who co-wrote this bill with Senator Lindsey Graham, and he described these sanctions as, quote, "scorching and bone-crushing" for the Russian economy.
Quite a description there. All right, Selena, our thanks to you.